Rob, big changes, organisational changes announced at Deutsche Bank. Is this a substantive change or just a shuffling of the deck chairs to no good effect?
Well, I think there are some significant pieces of news in today's release of the reorganization, but it's worth noting to start how far this bank has to go. It trades at 0.5 times book, a bigger discount by far than all its peers. Its return on equity is very low by the standards of the issue. It is big, it is sprawling, it has unacceptably high cost ratios. So fixing Deutsche Bank's problems is not going to be the work of one reorganization. That said, the thing that I would call out most specifically from this release is they have decided to have the trading operation, which generates a lot of their revenue, uses a lot of their capital, causes a lot of their scandals, and they're going to break out trading as an independent reporting unit. And I think that's actually significant.
So they're going to show exactly how well or badly this thing is doing, and it's really got to stand on its own 2 feet.
Exactly. I think, they are a bond house. Bond trading absorbs a lot of capital. Making this its own reporting unit rather than having it jammed in there next to the advisory and the fundraising businesses means they will be under pressure to prove that they are using the capital that they use efficiently and creating extra, acceptable returns from it.
And what do they need to do with that business to get it to create acceptable returns?
Well, they're walking a very fine line because on the one hand, a lot of banks have decided, let us get out of fixed income and commodities trading altogether. It takes up too much capital. The profits aren't worth the bother, essentially. On the other hand, this is what Deutsche Bank does. It is, at the end, its investment bank, at the end of the day, is a bond house. There's no reason for them to be in investment banking almost at all if they get out of the business. So they have to be more efficient, but they have to remain Europe and possibly the world's dominant FIC house.
So let's assume this new trading business that they're splitting out can produce some decent returns once they've reorganised it. What else was in this release, in this reorganisation, and what else does Deutsche Bank have to do?
The most substantive thing here is that what we learned is that Deutsche Bank is putting its past behind it in a lot of ways. A lot of big names at the bank are out as of today, and these guys were either closely associated with the old regime under Anshu Jain, or were, just because of where they happen to be sitting, were too close to some of the scandals, most prominently LIBOR, that Deutsche Bank fell into. So there is a certain symbolic breaking away from the past that's here. The rest of the release, of the reorganization, which is sort of changing who reports to who and so forth, for investors that stuff is not important. But we made a symbolic step forward, and we have a trading unit where a lot of the past problems have been concentrated that will now be on its own and a focus of real attention.
Well, it sounds like it's a good first step on a long road ahead, but how many times before have we said that about Deutsche Bank? Rob, thanks very much.